were you ready for?
Probably a sexual encounter.
Okay. Tell me about that. Tell me why that was going through your head. And be honest.
I just wanted to have sex.
At this moment, detectives were shocked by the horrifying claims of a monstrous child predator concealed behind the composed demeanor. However, 65-year-old Daniel Furlong from White Pigeon, Michigan, believed he was in the clear, having committed far more heinous crimes years ago than those for which he was initially arrested.
The allegation is that on July 28th of 2015 in the village of White Pigeon, he did knowingly restrain a 10-year-old child by means of a weapon or dangerous instrument.
Daniel attempted to lure Mackenzie Stafford into his garage with the intent to exploit and prey on her.
I almost got killed.
Fortunately, Mackenzie sensed danger and managed to escape the situation.
All of a sudden he pulls me back and just grabs me. He says, "Shut up or I'll kill you." Then he grabs me by my mouth and then he tries to pull a knife out.
This encounter led to Daniel's arrest in August 2015, revealing a series of disturbing truths about his past during a shocking interrogation.
There was no emotion in him whatsoever, no remorse, nothing.
Authorities were stunned to find DNA evidence linking Daniel to the 2007 murder and SA of Jodi Parrack.
How has this kidnapping, rape, torture, and murder and finding my daughter's body in the cemetery affected my life? For 8 years, I had to live my life every day, not knowing who killed my baby or why.
For over 8 years, Jodi and her family were denied justice after she was found dead in the Constantine Township Cemetery.
We saw her laying on the ground. I fell on the ground, saying, "No, God, no, God." I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it.
But fate took a turn when the courageous Mackenzie Stafford fought off Daniel, leading to his arrest and a DNA match that ultimately brought justice for Jodi.
He was not on our radar until she came along. She's the one that broke the case. She absolutely is.
But the detectives were unaware of the shocking confession that awaited them.
Later that evening, probably about, I don't know, it must have been 5 o'clock or so, I seen this little girl riding up the street. And I thought, well, you know, I had been taking these pills called Santex. It's a drug to stop smoking and stuff. Plus it makes you hallucinate. And I asked this girl to come over to help me move some stuff. She got off her bike, came up to the house. That's when I grabbed her, took her in the garage, threw her in the back of this boat that was in the garage. That must be the one I got the DNA on her ship. And got her out of the boat. And I didn't know what to do. So I got...
What was she saying when she was in the boat and stuff?
She wasn't moving, she wasn't screaming, nothing. Like, you know, this was an everyday occurrence or something.
How long was she in the boat?
I probably had her in the boat probably 35, 40 minutes.
What kind of boat are we talking? Was it like on a trailer?
Yeah, I was on a trailer.
Were you in the boat with her?
I got in the boat with her.
Was there any penetration?
Was
there any penetration or anything?
No, I didn't want to have sex with her, nothing like that. So I got her out of the boat. By that time it was dark out. And I thought, well, got her in my truck. I thought, now what am I going to do? So I just...
Is this in the cab of the truck or back in the...
cab of the truck.
This is a pickup truck?
Yep.
Okay.
Was she still alive at this point?
At this time, yeah, she was still alive.
Daniel then restrained Jodi's hands with zip ties. Daniel denies sexually assaulting Jodi, but the evidence tells a different story.
And
was she talking to you at all?
she said, will you let me go? And I said, I can't let you go, honey. So then I took her out to the cemetery, down on the ground, and I thought, well, maybe she'll catch her breath again. And I just took off.
I think she was probably good, Dan.
Well, I don't know.
Why did you go into the boat?
Because the garage floor was nothing but dirt and stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
So I got her into that boat. And then she didn't resist or nothing like that.
Did she say anything to you?
No. She said, yeah, she did. She said, stop, stop. She said, I'll come back. I said, come back? She said, yeah, let me go and I'll come back. Well, in my mind, I thought, yeah, you're not, you know.
You knew you were in big trouble if you let her go.
Yep. So that's when I got her back out of the boat, put her in my pickup, and that's when I went off to the cemetery. And I don't even think it was 35 minutes. I think it was probably a half hour. Well, when I heard...
Well, we know.
Well, yeah, let me just get there, okay? She had that open sweater.
But watch as he reveals the horrific details in his confession.
What was it, a sweater?
She had that one sweater, it was a big long sweater, and then she had another sweater over the top of it. And that's when I caught my senses, and I thought, what the hell? So then I got her back out of the boat.
How did you get her out of the boat? How did you get her out of the boat?
I had to drag her out of the boat.
So she didn't voluntarily, she didn't crawl out of the boat herself then? Or?
No, I had to help her out.
Were her arms moving at that point? She's struggling with you?
No.
So you had to carry her?
Did she struggle with you at any point in time?
Nope. None. When I got her out of the boat, put her in my truck, I said, now sweetheart, just get in the truck, I'll take you home. And when I took off with her down the street, she said, let me go. I said, okay. So I thought, no, if I let her go, and then I've been had. And I got her out to the cemetery. And that's the honest God's truth.
He still needed to fulfill these urges that were in him.
Daniel admitted to molesting Jodi, but claimed he did not sexually assault her.
That's when I decided, well, I think I better just get her somewhere where she, where I can get rid of her.
Daniel confesses to detectives that he tied a plastic bag over Jodi's head.
I just pulled the strings around like this with the handle of the bag around the back of her neck. That's when she passed out.
I guess it's easier to think that she didn't have to suffer as much. But I can imagine sitting there with the plastic bag over your head for a half an hour.
I thought, he's a monster. He put a bag over her head and waited for her to die. That's not the person I knew. There was nothing that would make you think that this man was capable. So I'm watching his grandkids playing with him outside. Yeah.
I mean, what'd you think?
Typical grandfather.
I probably killed her in the garage after I got her out of the boat. She had to help herself some to get out of the boat. Okay. Because I don't know how much she weighed at the time or nothing like that. I'm not a very big guy, so I couldn't lift up very much.
So, just trying to clarify and understand. You just told me you killed her at the cemetery, you swear on your Bible. Then you said you just did it after she got out of the boat. Which is it, Dan?
I think I killed her at the house.
I don't want to know what you think.
I killed her at the house, okay? I killed her at the house.
Okay. When?
When I got her out of the boat.
Okay. So that's when it happened.
Took the bag off the base side. Cut the wire ties. Lay her on the ground.
Okay.
I put the bike later on the ground.
So prior to, had you had any feelings about abducting a kid or feelings for little girls or anything like that?
No.
Dan, that's not how this kind of stuff works. You don't just all of a sudden decide, oh, I'm going to kill this little girl. And something must have happened that made this come into you.
I mean, was the desire there in the back of your mind? You just didn't act on it? You just attracted to that age, 10, 11, 12 years old? Just.
Well, it looked like for me, if you would see her, she looked like she was about 14 or 15. But she was, and everything, so.
So you're attracted to that age then?
No, I was attracted to older girls, but I thought she was older than what. So, don't mind me, guys. I'm just a bundle of nerves right now. So.
Watch as the detectives probe into Daniel's insecurity complex to uncover the root cause of his actions.
I mean, I'm with you. That's kind of something that we all enjoy, right? But it seems like it was kind of controlling you from what you're...
Probably premeditated.
What's that?
Premeditated.
What do you mean?
Well, it's probably going to... First thing that came along. I didn't know what.
Why were those feelings so strong?
I don't know. Really, I don't. Someone just told me, go ahead and have it.
Say that again?
Just go ahead and have it.
Who said that?
My mind.
Okay. You really wanted to have sex bad?
Yeah.
Well, how were things with your wife? Okay. Sounds like you were working in the day and she was working in the night type thing? Not seeing her very much? How long had that been going on?
8 years.
8 years. And on November 8th, 2007, you just couldn't take it anymore?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the first day either, is it?
Uh-huh.
That's not the first day you had those feelings, is it?
No.
What was different about this day?
I don't know. Something just boggled my mind. Just out of the blue, So.
What did you do when you got home?
When I got home, I just went in the house. At that time, my brain was going 50 million miles an hour.
Did you take a shower or clean up or anything?
No.
What happened to the clothes you were wearing?
If I'm not mistaken, I threw them away.
There was a little bit of blood on her sweater.
Did you struggle at all?
Not that I know, not that I remember.
Did she struggle with you when you were trying to handcuff her?
No. She lay flat on the floor. I tied her.
What did you say to
I said, what you call it? What did I say to her? I don't even remember.
Any idea how the blood got on her sweater?
No idea how the blood got on her sweater at all. I don't know if I had cut myself or whatever.
Yeah. Did you ever take her pants off?
No, never took her pants off.
Did you ever put your hand in her pants?
No.
her? Did you touch her zipper?
Did I touch her zipper? Not that I recall.
Because more than likely there's some DNA of yours down there. I mean, did you have to pick her up?
I had to help her in the truck.
How did she get out of the truck?
I brought her out.
I mean, pick her up and move her?
Did she move herself or help you? stuff out, or was she?
If I remember right, I went, let me show you. I'll show you. I think I had to pick her up like this, pull her out, and then lay her out on the ground.
So did you have a cap on the truck
No.
or a tonto cover or something?
No,
So she didn't try to sit up at all when you were driving or try to get
She was in the car.
Oh, I thought she was in the
I think she was in the
cab. Oh,
She was in the cab of the truck,
Oh.
and she slumped over.
So she wasn't breathing.
As far as I know, she was breathing.
But when did you put the,
When she got out of the truck
At the cemetery?
at the cemetery.
did you bring the bag along just for that purpose?
Not that I remember.
How did you happen to have a Myers bag with you?
It was in the truck.
Was the point of the bag to try to make it so she couldn't talk, knowing that she died?
I think so. Here, you better smoke another one.
Well, why did you go to the cemetery? I mean, there's fields, there's
I don't
forests.
know why I went to the cemetery. But I found out later she was scared of the cemetery.
How'd you find that?
I heard that in the newspaper and on the TV set.
Daniel recalls discovering that Jodi was afraid of the cemetery. Yet, ironically, rather than the dead, it was the living that brought her the most terrifying experience of her life.
There was no emotion in him whatsoever, no remorse, nothing.
What would have happened if she hadn't gotten away from you?
Probably an income like Jodi happened. But I'm not a serial killer, if that's what you think.
But the detectives uncovered a horrific revelation that paints Daniel as a potential serial killer.
Dan, there is a list of girls' names in the garage. There's a picture in the garage. There's a list of all the young girls in the neighborhood, their names. What was that for?
I don't know why I had them all wrote down.
I think you do.
No, I don't really. I had them all wrote down. I don't know why. I just wrote them down.
Well, how would you know their names?
Well, I found it out later, and so.
Well, there were boys in the neighborhood too. You didn't write any of their names down.
Well, I know.
You don't write young girls' names down for no reason.
I thought maybe one of them girls would be instead of.
So, but how did you get the names? Did somebody tell you their names?
My grandkids told me.
So they told you the names of.
What he was trying to do with the list is trying to see what girls he could capture and ones that he can't.
Detectives skillfully cornered Daniel with his own words, exploiting his need to prove his masculinity to elicit a truthful confession.
So, were you waiting to do this? Waiting for an opportunity for one of these girls to make themselves available to do this again?
Oh, I had plenty of opportunities because all these girls were in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out with your grandsons.
Well, yeah.
But there were other people there, so were you waiting for an opportunity when you were alone?
Right.
Daniel was also suspected of having a possible connection to the 1997 disappearance of Brittany Beers in Sturgis, who was abducted near her home and has never been found. Police noted that a composite sketch of the man last seen speaking to Brittany Beers strongly resembles Daniel.
That's the purpose of this, is to tell us what you've done. Everything, completely, fully, truthfully.
I killed Jodi and that's it. I didn't kill anybody else. That's how I got it true.
Part of the deal here is that you need to be honest and that we'll have you take a polygraph. And so if you do know anything about you need to tell us right now.
I know nothing. I'll take a polygraph test. I don't care. And as far as the other cases go, I'll take one on that too. I know nothing.
But the detectives were about to intensify the interrogation.
You have more skeletons in your closet than you have told us. We all know this already.
No, I don't.
Listen to me a second, okay? I don't know how many people you've killed in your life. I don't know. There are people who have killed countless people, hundreds of people. There are people who have killed 5 or 6. I don't know where in that range you fit. I don't have all those details. But you can fill us in on those, because this is your chance today to do that.
She's the only one I killed.
Okay. I believe that what you're telling me you think is true.
It is true.
I believe that what you're saying you think in your mind is true. But I'm not 100% convinced that it is. You didn't just decide, okay, maybe it is. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And I'll say that's the only person that you killed. But you didn't just wake up that day and have an urge to fondle or rape or have sex with whatever word you want to use with a girl. It didn't happen.
Yes, it did.
Not just that day. It's happened before.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
No, it has not.
You said yourself you've had those feelings before.
That's right. But I've never killed anybody before.
I'm not saying that. But you've had those feelings before and you've acted on those feelings before. There are other girls out there that you have followed or that
No, there isn't.
Dan.
No, there is not.
How can we be sure of that? I don't believe that.
You don't, but I'm telling you the truth.
Dan, he's got something to show you. Something that you can't argue with, okay? When Brian said, we know you have, Dan, he's right.
No, he isn't. That ain't me.
Are you kidding me?
I don't care what that looks like. That's
Let me
not
ask
me.
you, what's that look like?
I don't know, but it doesn't look like me.
This is no driver's license picture you used, correct?
This is 1997, same year that composite was drawn.
I don't care, but that's not me.
Dan, none of this is you. Okay? I believe that. This isn't who you really are. It's whatever happens in your brain when it clicks and things go bad.
I'm telling you right now, that is not me, and I'm not taking the rap for that.
Taking the rap for what?
For whatever that composite is right there. I did not kill anybody else.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Because I don't have those facts. I would be willing to bet you have, but that's all I got right now.
No.
You didn't try to abduct, kidnap, take, lure a child into your home or garage twice, once after you killed someone, and not ever have it had it happen again.
Oh,
or
no.
before.
I'm not, no.
You hearing me though?
I'm hearing you.
You killed her, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And you killed her while you were trying to act out on your problem, right?
Right.
Okay, which you tried to do again to, right?
No, I was trying to push her out of the garage. I wasn't going to kill her.
I'm talking about your sexual inhibitions.
Well, yeah, I had
Okay, that's what you had on your mind, right?
Right.
Okay, you not only did you have them before those sexual thoughts, you had them after. Even after the worst day in your life ever happened. After you killed, those feelings resurfaced again. They resurfaced after, and they surfaced before that.
No, they didn't.
How are you controlling them? It's a disease, man.
Well, I'm telling you the truth. I killed anybody else.
And you never had sex with any other young girl?
No, I did not.
Ever?
Never.
Nothing?
Nothing.
How in the world does that happen?
Because I always relieve my own self.
Okay. Did you relieve yourself the day you died?
No.
Did you relieve yourself the day it happened?
Yes, I did.
When?
Probably a couple days afterwards.
Do you expect all of us to believe that you never, ever had these feelings in your head of wanting to have sex so bad with somebody that you kind of laid in wait, waiting for somebody to come by, anybody, so that you could let them into you, and that it's only happened twice? You honestly expect us to believe that?
I'm willing to believe that he hasn't killed anybody before, but it's difficult to believe that there hadn't been some victim somewhere along the line.
Would it surprise you if it turned out he was a serial killer?
I guess I'd have to say no. It certainly raises red flags for law enforcement. I'm sure it does.
Like what happened in between?
Yes.
And what happened before?
Yes.
Following Jodi's murder, suspicion initially turned to Reserve Police Officer Raymond McCann after he suggested searching the local cemetery.
He said, well, did anybody check the cemetery again? And that's when I said, no, we haven't, but I guess we'll go there next.
The problem is he was out searching all night, and he himself never went to search the cemetery except for coincidentally, right when the body was found.
Raymond was suspended from his position shortly after that. He had become a person of interest in the case. He also gave conflicting testimonies under oath about his whereabouts on the night of Jodi's murder. In the end, Raymond was sentenced to prison in 2014 for perjury related to the case.
You saw everything in the paper about what was going on with him. What did you think then?
I just thought I was in the clear.
Thankfully for Raymond, Daniel's confession ultimately cleared his name.
I didn't think I'd see my family again.
You thought you'd die there?
Yeah.
Why'd you think that, Ray?
I just knew I wasn't coming home alive. You know, being in law enforcement, being in there knowing that you're innocent. Never to see my daughter again, my grandkids. It's so hard on me. Been through a lot.
What do you think she would have become?
She said that she wanted to be a cosmetologist because when people feel pretty, it makes them happy, and she wanted to make people happy. I had to find out who killed her. If it would have took to the day I died, I would have never gave up on that, and that was just for her.
In November 2015, Daniel Furlong pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the Jodi Parrack case. He was sentenced to 30 to 60 years in prison, with his earliest opportunity for parole at age 95.
I know there's a lot of regret in talking to him. I don't know if regret is the same thing as remorse. I can tell you he's got a lot of regret. And I know that what he's put his family through kills him.
The arrest and confession of Daniel Furlong brought long-awaited justice to Jodi Parrack's family after 8 painful years. Thanks to the brave actions of Mackenzie Stafford, who escaped Furlong's attempted abduction, crucial DNA evidence finally connected him to Jodi's murder. Though Daniel Furlong's dark secrets were exposed and has been put behind bars, his case remains a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in seemingly safe communities. As the investigation unfolds, questions still linger about his potential involvement in other unsolved cases. Stay tuned as we dig deeper into these mysteries. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for updates on this case and other shocking true crime stories.